thing that isn't meant for you. All right, Scorpio, let's get into your reading. So, the message that I have for you today is this: there has been a silence between the two of you, and it is finally breaking open right now. This person held something back for so long, and today that wall is starting to crack apart. They could not keep it locked inside any longer. The weight became too heavy for them to carry. You have already felt this shift happening, even before a single card was pulled for you today. Something changed in the atmosphere around this connection, something you could not quite name or place. It moved through you quietly at first, but now it is becoming louder and harder to ignore. The truth has been sitting underneath the surface, patiently waiting for this exact moment to rise. Let us come in close today, because the cards are confirming every single bit of what you sensed. Everything you picked up on was real, and the universe is not letting this stay buried any longer. There is a heaviness to this moment, not a bad one, but the kind before a breakthrough. You have been carrying your own knowing about this situation, and the cards are fully matching it now. Your intuition was never wrong about this, and what the cards reveal today only deepens that certainty. The first card we have for you is Judgment, and it carries a deeply powerful weight behind it. Judgment speaks of a reckoning, a moment where everything that was buried must finally rise to view. What was kept locked away is now demanding to be heard, and nothing is going to stop that. This person has been wrestling with their own conscience, and that internal battle has reached its peak. They are done pretending, done performing like nothing has been sitting heavy on their chest this entire time. Judgment confirms the silence was never sustainable. It was always a matter of time before it collapsed. The truth always finds its way through, and this card says the moment of full release is here. You can sense it deep within your body, a knowing that goes far beyond a simple gut feeling. There is a pull in your energy today, and Judgment validates that pull as something completely undeniable. It is not just intuition anymore. It is a spiritual confirmation that the tide has officially turned. This card does not appear for small moments. It arrives when something permanent is shifting within them. Now, the next card coming through is the Moon reversed, and it shifts everything into clear focus. The Moon reversed means the fog is lifting. The confusion that clouded this connection is clearing out. For a long time, there were mixed signals, confusing moments where you questioned what was even real. This person used that confusion as a shield, hiding behind uncertainty to avoid being fully vulnerable here. The Moon reversed says that shield collapsed, and they are standing completely in the open without it now. They cannot use distance or silence as armor anymore. The truth outgrew every single barrier they built. Clarity is flooding into this whole situation, and what once felt murky is becoming impossible to deny. You are not imagining the change you feel. You are not reading into things that are not there. The fog they created around their true feelings has dissolved, and only raw honesty remains behind it. Every layer of confusion they wrapped around this, it is peeling back one piece at a time today. What used to feel uncertain now carries a sharpness, a clarity that simply was not there before. Then we have the Knight of Swords, and this card brings an urgent and direct energy with it. The Knight of Swords says, when this truth arrives, it comes fast and without any hesitation at all. What is building here is not a slow trickle of honesty. It is a wave carrying everything forward. This person reached a point where staying quiet, where holding back hurts more than speaking the truth. The Knight of Swords confirms their words are forming, and those words carry a real force behind them. No more filtering what they want to share. No more deciding what to reveal or what to hide. The urgency behind their silence breaking is genuine. This person almost feels desperate to finally speak up. Everything that built up behind closed doors, it is pushing outward now with an unstoppable momentum behind it. You are stepping into the moment where silence officially ends and truth takes its rightful place here. The cards all point toward one clear conclusion, a breaking point that has already been reached in this. What you have been sensing is not wishful thinking. It is confirmation from the universe itself for you. This reading carries a very specific weight, and every card here echoes the same undeniable message today. Okay, let us go deeper into your side of this because so much is sitting within you. You have been the one holding it together, carrying the weight of this silence on your own. Nobody told you how exhausting that would become, yet you kept showing up without complaining once. The strength you carried through this season, it is not something most people could have maintained. You did not crumble, and you did not beg. You held your ground, even when it cost you. There were nights the quiet felt unbearable, where you lay awake replaying everything in your mind. You kept asking yourself whether you imagined the whole thing, whether any of it was real. That doubt crept in slowly, and it planted itself deep inside a place you usually trust. The first card on your side is the Ten of Cups reversed, and it speaks to your heart. This card shows a picture of emotional fulfillment, one that felt like it slipped through your fingers. You had a vision of what this connection was supposed to become, and reality fell short. That gap between what you envisioned and what you experienced, it wore you down in silence. You kept that disappointment tucked away, hidden where nobody else could see it or even name it. The Ten of Cups reversed confirms you have been grieving, mourning something that never fully arrived for you. It is not that you stopped believing, it is that the waiting started feeling like punishment. You questioned your own worth inside that silence, and that is the part that cut the deepest. Your heart never closed fully, but it built a cautious layer around itself just to survive. The next card coming through is the Queen of Swords, and she mirrors where you stand today. She represents a choice you made, the decision to choose clarity over chaos and stand in your truth. You stopped accepting crumbs at some point, and you started demanding something that matched your loyalty. That shift was not cold, it was necessary, and the Queen of Swords honors it without any shame. You started paying closer attention to actions instead of words, and that changed everything within you. Where you once would have waited endlessly, you began recognizing what you actually deserve in return. The Queen of Swords confirms you leveled up emotionally, even if that growth came at a painful cost. You found a version of yourself in the silence that is sharper, more grounded, and less willing. That version of you is the one sitting here today, and the cards see her with full clarity. Following that, we see the Four of Wands reversed, and it touches something tender within you. This card speaks to a celebration that was put on hold, a milestone that never quite arrived. You felt like this connection should have reached a stable place, a home within each other by now. Instead of that foundation forming, it kept getting delayed by distance and unspoken words between you. The Four of Wands reversed confirms a longing for something solid, something to rest your heart upon. You are tired of the almost, tired of standing at a threshold that never fully opens for you. That exhaustion is valid. It is not weakness, and the cards want you to hear that today. You gave more patience than most people would have offered, and that patience cost you deeply inside. Your heart held space for something that has not yet arrived, and it did so without complaint. The clarity you carry now says you know your worth, even when the situation tried to erase it. You stopped chasing and started standing still, and that stillness became your most powerful statement here. Every card on your side shows a soul who chose dignity over desperation, even when it felt easier. The emotional toll of this silence was never light, and you carried it without burdening anyone else. You held yourself accountable for your own healing, even while waiting for answers that never came. There is a resilience the cards are highlighting in you, a quiet fire that never fully went out. You may have questioned yourself 100 times, but you never abandoned what your heart knows is true. That is the part of you being celebrated right now, the part that endured and still believes. You learned what your own silence sounds like, and it taught you more than any words ever could. The version of you that walked into this season, it is not the one standing here today. Your spirit carried you through the hardest stretch, and that strength is written all over this reading. What you have survived emotionally in this connection, it shaped you into something no silence could break. The cards honor every tear held back, every night pushed through, and every piece of faith you kept. Now, let us talk about what has been happening on their side, because it runs very deep. This person has been living inside their own storm, and they have not told a soul about it. The silence was never about a lack of caring. It was about being terrified of what caring means. They built a wall around themselves, thinking it would protect them, and it only made things worse. Every day that passed without reaching out, the guilt inside them grew a little bit heavier. They know exactly what they have been avoiding, and it haunts them more than they will ever admit. A war has been happening inside them between what they feel and what they believe they are allowed. This person convinced themselves that staying quiet was the noble thing, the responsible thing to do here. They told themselves distance was a form of protection, that walking away would shield from pain. Underneath all of that logic, there is a heart that has been aching in complete silence for ages. The first card on their side is the Emperor reversed, and it reveals something very raw about them. The Emperor reversed shows a person who lost control, who lost grip on everything they tried to manage. Their emotions became bigger than their ability to contain them, and that scared them deeply inside. This person is used to being in charge, used to having a plan and knowing the next move. When it came to this connection, nothing went according to plan, and that terrified them completely. The Emperor reversed confirms they have been struggling with vulnerability, fighting it like it is a threat. They do not know how to surrender, how to let go without feeling like they are losing themselves. Control has been their safety net for so long, and this connection demanded they release it entirely. That demand shook them at their core, and they responded the only way they knew how, with distance. They retreated not because they stopped caring, but because the depth of caring overwhelmed everything inside them. This person has been performing strength while crumbling underneath, and that performance is exhausting them deeply now. The mask they wear in front of the world, it does not match what is happening behind doors. The next card coming through is the Six of Cups, and it carries a deeply emotional weight here. The Six of Cups speaks to memories, moments shared that never left their mind no matter what happened. They replay certain conversations in their head, certain looks, and certain feelings they cannot seem to shake. This card confirms nostalgia has been consuming them, pulling them back to what this connection once held. They remember how closeness felt, and that memory sits with them quietly every single day without fading. The Six of Cups reveals they have been holding on to the past, gripping it like a lifeline underwater. They compare every interaction to the ones they shared here, and nothing else has come close for them. This person carries these feelings in a private space, a place they do not let anyone else enter. The tenderness they feel is overwhelming, and they have no idea what to do with any of it. They are not over this, and they are not even close. The Six of Cups makes that undeniable. Then we have the High Priestess, and this card goes to the deepest layer of what they hide. She reveals that this person already knows the truth. They have known it for quite a while now. They are not confused about how they feel. They are afraid of what those feelings will require. A knowing inside them has been growing louder, pushing against every wall they tried to keep standing. The High Priestess confirms they have been receiving signs, gut feelings that keep pointing them back here. They tried to ignore those signals and rationalize them away, but the pull only grew much stronger. This person sits with the truth late at night, turning it over in their mind again and again. They know what they need to say. They know what must happen, but the fear still grips them. She shows them standing at the edge of a confession, inches away from letting everything pour out. Their inner world is not empty or indifferent. It is flooded with emotion they have been suffocating. Every card on their side confirms the same thing. This person is drowning in feelings they cannot escape. The silence was never truly silence. It was a scream trapped behind a door they feared to open. Their motives were never cruel or calculated. They were scared, and fear built a prison around them. What sits inside them is not doubt. It is a certainty wrapped tightly in layers of fear. The weight of unspoken words has been pressing down on them, growing heavier with every passing day. So let us talk about what is actually about to happen, because movement is already in motion. This person is not sitting still anymore. The energy around them has shifted into something active. A decision has been made on their end, and even without acting yet, the wheels are turning. They crossed a line internally where staying quiet became more painful than whatever comes from speaking. The shift happened recently, and it was not gradual. It was a sudden click that changed things. They are no longer debating whether to reach out. They are figuring out exactly how to do it. The hesitation that held them in place for so long, it has lost its grip on them. Something snapped inside their pattern, and the momentum built up is now pushing them forward fast. The stillness that once defined their energy, it has been replaced by a restless need to finally move. The first card here is the Page of Swords, and it is all about initiating a message. This card represents the very first step toward communication, the moment before words actually leave them. They have been crafting what they want to say, rehearsing it carefully before bringing it forward. They are choosing their words with intention because they understand the weight of what gets shared. The Page of Swords confirms a direct and deliberate message, one that is forming on their side now. This is not impulsive or reckless. This is calculated, and they want it to land the right way. They have been going back and forth on delivery, but the decision to speak is locked in. A small gesture may come first, a test before the full reveal, to see how you respond. It could come as a text or a call, maybe even an appearance that catches you off guard. However it comes, the intention behind it is serious, and this card does not play games at all. This person has rehearsed this moment in their head more times than they would ever want to admit. The next card we have is the Eight of Wands, and it accelerates everything that was building up. The Eight of Wands is one of the fastest cards in the deck, confirming rapid forward movement. Whatever has been delayed is now arriving quickly, and there is no more waiting left in this. This card says the timeline compressed. What felt like it would take forever is now coming sooner. Communication is not just on the way, it is arriving at a pace that will surprise you here. Contact of some kind, whether words or actions, rushes in within a very short window of time. There will not be a slow build up to this moment. Everything comes through at once and hits hard. The speed of this shift may catch you off guard, but the cards confirm it is already moving. The long pause has officially ended on their side, and the Eight of Wands validates that urgency. Delays that once seemed permanent are dissolving now, and the path between you is clearing in real time. The cards confirm what felt stagnant has shifted, moving now into a fast and undeniable forward motion. Then we have the Chariot, and this card seals everything that is about to unfold between you. The Chariot represents pure determination, a focused drive toward a specific destination without any looking back. This person has locked onto their target, and that target is this connection and what it represents. Forward motion that cannot be reversed, a commitment to action that has already been set into place. They are coming in with purpose and direction, not wandering or testing, but moving with full clarity. The Chariot demands complete follow through, no half measures and no backing down once the move is made. This person approaches with everything they have, holding nothing back and leaving no room for confusion. Their resolve has hardened into something unshakable, and there is no sign of retreat or second thoughts. The combination of these three cards creates a timeline that is compressed, focused, and impossible to ignore. Action is not just a possibility anymore. It is an inevitability. The cards leave no room to question. The movement has already started behind the scenes, and what reaches you will carry its full weight. They are stepping out of the shadows now, carrying a plan and a drive that will not stop. What was frozen in silence has thawed completely, and the momentum is carrying them directly toward you now. Every card pulled for this section confirms one thing: decisive and unstoppable action heading in your direction. The waiting period is officially closing, and what arrives next will come faster than you might expect. Their next move is not a question anymore. It is a certainty that the cards have fully confirmed. Okay, now let us get into what this person has never said out loud: the hidden confessions. There are things sitting inside them that they have never spoken to anyone, not even to themselves. These are the thoughts that keep them awake, the ones they push down every morning after waking. This person carries confessions that would change everything if they ever found the courage to speak them. What lives underneath the surface is not casual. It is deep and consuming and impossible to contain. They have whispered your name into empty rooms, hoping the universe would carry it back to you. The feelings they buried were never dead. They were just locked where nobody else was ever allowed. A longing inside them has tried to be outrun, and it caught up with them completely now. The first card here is the Ace of Cups, and it opens the door to their raw truth. This card represents the purest emotional offering, a heart completely full and ready to pour into you. This person wants to hand you everything they have been holding, every unspoken word and hidden feeling. Their confession is not small. It is the kind that rewrites the entire story between you two. The Ace of Cups confirms they fell deeper than intended, deeper than they ever thought was possible. They did not plan for this. They did not want to feel this much, but it happened anyway. Inside their most private thoughts, they have imagined a life where this silence never existed at all. They picture what full honesty would feel like, and that picture haunts them every single night now. It reveals a heart that is overflowing, not with confusion, but with undeniable emotional certainty. They know what they feel, and the terrifying part is how permanent that feeling has become for them. This person tried to replace what they feel for you, and every single attempt failed, without exception. Nothing compares to what you stir inside them, and that realization is the confession they fear most. The next card coming through is the Devil reversed, and it exposes chains they have been breaking. The Devil reversed speaks to an attachment they tried to label unhealthy, a bond they tried to deny. They told themselves this connection was a weakness, something they needed to cut free from entirely. For a long time, they fought what they felt, labeling it as something dangerous or forbidden within them. The Devil reversed confirms they finally stopped fighting it, stopped pretending it was something they could control. Their hidden confession is an addiction to you, not in a destructive way, but a soul deep one. They tried walking away from this feeling more than once, and their heart dragged them right back. This card reveals they have been lying to themselves, pretending this was a phase they would outgrow. It was never a phase, and it was never temporary. The honesty of that realization weighs on them. They are terrified of how much power this connection holds over them, and that fear kept them quiet. The hidden truth is that they would choose you over every safe option they have ever been offered. That is the part burning inside them, the part that aches every time they try to move forward. Then we have the Two of Cups, and this card reveals the deepest desire they have been protecting. The Two of Cups represents a union, a bond that both hearts feel at the exact same depth. This person secretly believes you feel the same, and that belief is what keeps them holding on tight. Their deepest confession is that they do not just want you, they want the full partnership with you. They dream about reciprocity, a love where nothing has to be hidden or performed or filtered, ever. The Two of Cups confirms they crave a connection where both hearts finally sit on the same page. They want mornings with you and conversations with you, a life built side by side without pretending. That desire has been living quietly inside them, growing stronger with every day of silence that passed. This card reveals they already see you as their match, their equal in every single possible way. They have confessed this in their prayers, in their quiet moments, in spaces nobody else can reach. What they want is not casual or temporary, and it cannot be substituted with anything else at all. This person holds a version of your future together inside their heart, guarding it like a sacred promise. The depth of what they feel is staggering, and every card confirms it goes beyond what words capture. They are not confused about wanting you. They are overwhelmed by how certain that wanting has become. Their hidden truth is that you are the one, and that confession terrifies them more than anything else. Now, let us bring this reading to a close because the near future is looking very clear. What is coming in the days ahead is not vague or uncertain. It is direct and very real. This person is going to reach out, and when they do, it will carry everything left unspoken. The timing on this is very close, not months away, but within a window that feels almost sudden. You are about to enter a chapter where silence breaks and honest words finally fill that space. The first card for your near future is the Sun, and it confirms a breakthrough that changes things. The Sun is one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and it radiates pure clarity here. This card says the fog lifts completely, and what was hidden steps into full, undeniable light now. The Sun confirms that truth arrives in a way that feels warm, not harsh or painful, but healing. What reaches you will feel like a relief, not an attack, something you have been waiting to hear. This card promises that the next chapter holds joy, understanding, and a connection that breathes freely. A lightness is coming after all this heaviness, and the Sun says you deserve every single bit. The next card is the Three of Wands, and it speaks to what unfolds once communication has opened. The Three of Wands represents looking forward with confidence, standing on solid ground and seeing a path. This card confirms that once contact is made, the momentum continues to build and does not stop. The Three of Wands says this is not a one-time exchange. It is the beginning of more.